Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have the official review on the Baliplus Squiggle Replicant. Now this thing is pretty interesting. I really like this balisong. It's not one I've shown a lot of footage on, also please excuse the different camera today. Yeah, this guy is very interesting, to be honest. Okay. I kid you not, all I've done is I've screwed back in the one handle that was loose. And now all of a sudden it doesn't want to tap or anything. And it flips really, really well. So I guess it'll be like an actual real-time review. On top of, I have had this guy for a little while now. Whoa. This is not my Baliplus Squiggle Rep, but I will do my best to find a place for you guys to purchase it. Oh, that bike sounds pretty good. I will do my best to find a place for you guys to purchase it. And so, you know, that'll be in the pinned comment if I do find it. If it's not in the pinned comment, you can always go to collisong.com and purchase off of there, or bbksbalisong.com and get something off of there. But when it comes to this guy, so dimensions wise, it is a very standard balisong, right? It is going to be standard rep dimensions. It is grade 5 titanium, or TC4 titanium, with a steel blade, whatever steel this is, I have no clue. Just some sort of miscellaneous Chinesium blade, most likely some sort of variant of D2. And I will say, this thing is not light whatsoever. It is not a light balisong, but it flips really, really well. For its weight, I definitely can't be too complainant about it. I can't complain too much, because this thing carries momentum like no tomorrow. Oh, that's not nice. It needs a bit of lube. What was I trying to do? I was trying to do stuff that was upside down and back to front, and let's see if I can get this actually on camera. Oh, we can, sort of. Let's see, will it do my favourite little... Oh, it will. It will do my favourite little combo. But, yeah, it's not the greatest balisong of all time. I will definitely not try to give it that. However, for a clone that is, you know, full titanium basically, with these slabs, it flips really well. It's got the modifiability with kind of having the spaces here, so you can probably get yourself some really nice channel spaces, some carbon fiber or something. It is only T8 stock, but I believe Baliplus have now released hardware that allows you to convert balisongs to T10, which I'll also try to find a link for. And I mean, when it comes to looks, excuse me, when it comes to looks, I'm have to give this a solid 6 out of 10, maybe even a 7. I think it looks pretty good. I really do like the Replicant blade. Of course, it does say BRS there, unfortunately. Well, unfortunately, it's up to you. Some people might like it, some people might not. Personally, I think it's a bit... You could probably try to pass this off from a distance as an actual Squiggle rep, but I won't try to do that to you guys. This is the Baliplus clone. Yeah, but the blade, beautiful, really nice crown spine. You know, super comfortable for chaplains and stuff. If you can even... chaplain today tactic. But yeah, no, really nice hidden Zen pin design, so it looks really clean on the front. Now this design here gives loads and loads and loads of grip. Absolutely tons of it. Although it can be a little slippy when it comes to like if you've got slightly sweaty hands, I should say. Just because the way these ridges are quite thick, and so the way it's designed, it's quite easy to just kind of have a little bit of a slip. However, these handles are fairly rough, and not in a super abrasive way, but it is noticeable. Okay, so now that the handle is starting to come loose, yeah, it definitely comes loose all the time. That's not very fun. I think it's a bite handle. But yeah, the grip is nice. I think I do prefer having this grip rather than not having the grip. And I think it's definitely a pro for this balisong. In terms of aerial performance, it performs really well in aerials. The flipping, I'm going to give it a solid 7. It flips really well. I'm just rubbish at the moment. I've been flipping the Gaboon lately, and so it's very disorienting, or very disorientating to flip something that is so much heavier. You know, this thing is probably 50% heavier than the Gaboon, or so, maybe not 50, maybe 30% heavier. And this being a typically heavy balisong for a modern balisong makes it quite the jump, but it's still obviously flippable. You can still do all your regular stuff. You know, it will still fan really well. In fact, actually, that's one thing this thing does really well. It does fan quite superbly. Okay, don't watch through the camera. Look at real life. That's the yeah. Anyways, despite my poor flipping performance, which has fallen off in recent weeks due to exams, this thing does flip really fantastically. So for that, I'll definitely give it a good score. In terms of sound, I'm not going to rate sound, other than slightly earlier in the video you may have heard. Honestly, the sound, I'm going to give it a potential 9 because it's very clacky, very tactile, and has this really beautiful hollow ring sound that you can kind of hear an undertone of. So if you get a really good tune on one of these guys, it can probably have a really beefy sound. Customizability, of course, on this thing is pretty good as well. You can do anodizations on it. You can do all sorts of stuff on this bad boy, which is very cool, very fun. And so I'm very much a fan of that. Flipping wise, yeah, like I said before, chaplains really well, rollovers fantastically due to that extra weight. Fans fantastically, phenomenally, honestly. Does ladders really well. Despite no jimping, the grip from the sides here does actually really help. Okay, this bird really needs to like. This bird over there, bro. Stop. Anyways, yeah, that bird over there is disrupting my video, so apologies for it. But yeah, the laddering performance is really good because of this ridging, and I really do enjoy it. That's one of honestly my favorite feelings when it comes to the grip pattern of this knife or this toy, I should say. Sorry, YouTube. Just not the rough here, but this kind of corner bit. It's a little bit uncomfortable in terms of the conventional balisong, but it's comfortable enough that you can really get used to it. It's a nice sort of feeling. Obviously, it'll depend on the makeup of your hands. So if your hands are a little rougher, like mine, you might prefer this. And it's not so dry like G10 can be. At least the Cygnus G10 was quite dry. And this has a bit of that slipperiness that allows it to still remain agile, but the grip needed and the knurling and the texture needed to still stay in your hands and have good control. As long as you don't throw your balisong on the floor, you know, that would be a good start. And so overall, I'm gonna have to give this guy a really solid 7.5 out of 10. Not my favorite in terms of what I've come to like in preference. However, oh yeah, sorry, I didn't even mention balance. The balance on this guy is very much neutral. Honestly, neutral with a light handle bias, maybe a medium handle bias, but only because the weight is quite far towards the ends. But in terms of the actual flipping balance, I would say it is very much neutral. Neutral but end weighted, which is probably the best way to describe this. And so that's why it fans really well, it rollovers really well. And the weight, especially being end weighted, helps it do basically all tricks really fantastically. Aerials are predictable, and so on and so forth. I don't want to repeat myself too much. I really think this is a really phenomenal balisong, especially for the price. These things aren't super expensive. The amount of titanium you're getting for the price, that's a pretty good deal. I mean, hidden Zen pins, sandwich construction, which I think is making a bit of a comeback. I've been personally getting a bit tired of the channel design ballad songs, and so I'm very happy to have other options. I'm still very much a fan of Chanwich, but I mean, channel ballad songs in general, just, I prefer a bit more intricacy to a design. And I say that despite liking the Gaboon, which you could say has no intricacy to the design, but actually the inside pattern is very nice, and the blade makes up for the slab handles. And of course you can always get the Invar Gaboon, right? So that's always an option as well. This thing, really can recommend. So if you guys have the funds to pick one up, or you've been looking at one of these, or you just want a spare BRS blade and some cool Squiggle slabs for maybe your arm chuck power song or whatever, right? Let's say you want a trainer with the hourglass blade of Squiggle and you want the blade for your arm chuck, whatever. I think this is a really fantastic buy. Yeah, honestly, this is a fantastic ballad song. Will I get one in the future for my own collection? Probably not, as I'm trying to thin it down. But if I were to have one of these, I definitely wouldn't mind it. I do find myself picking this thing up quite often, despite it not necessarily being, on paper, my preference. It's kind of got a bit of that rep magic, where the Arm Shark Replicant, also on paper, isn't something that I was picking up very often. And to be honest, I didn't think I would like it, but I ended up picking it up more than I thought I would, despite it not being my favourite. But once I started modding it, it quickly became one of my favourites. So I imagine if I had one of these, definitely put some really cool anodization on the handles, maybe some cool design on the blade or something, some edge work, something along those lines, and I would definitely take a look at the kind of things that this guy can offer me, because I really, really do like this guy. And so, yeah, I'm just going to quickly wrap up the video there, guys. Thank you so much for watching today. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know how your day's been going in the comments below. On top of any questions you have about this guy, right? And of course, any other questions you have. I love reading your comments. I read all of them, and I do try to get back to them as soon as I can. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.